clicking on another segment of And Now You Know with Realtor Row. So today I'd like to continue on my selling tips. And I look at the entire process of getting ready for a showing in a way of appealing to the five senses. So I've already talked about sight and the things that you need to do to declutter and make your house look presentable. Smell, we talked about getting rid of odors but not masking them, and so I'd like to continue on that. So as far as it's something that incorporates both of those things would be to put out some fresh flowers. It's definitely appealing. It shows that little special touch that gives people an idea that there's a lot of care and preparation that went into the home, and so you can just put out a little vase of daisies even, something simple, but it's fresh, so it just helps to give the impression of a clean home, as well as they're just pretty to look at. So then our next sense would be the sense of touch. This goes along with the idea of having a clean home. You don't want people to come into your kitchen and see a beautiful granite countertop and start to feel the granite and come across bumps of dried on food or something greasy. So you make sure that you're appealing to their senses in that way. Also, when it is humid, as of course it is now, because we are in Northeast Ohio and we've been having lots and lots of rain, and today we have the heat. So when it is humid, it is always a good idea to run your air conditioning. If you have air conditioning and if it is even close to being warm enough outside, I always suggest using it because conditioned air is going to be fresher. It is going to be less humid, and when it is humid, any odors that normally are not discernible are going to become more noticeable. So it's always a good idea to run your AC even lower than what you normally would before a showing. And so along those lines, that is removing humidity from the air, which also, if you've ever had your windows open on a summer's day and you pick up a piece of paper, it just wilts. And so once again, going along with that sense of touch. And so then we have the sense of sound. There are people who debate about this, but I, for one, love to have music playing low, not blasting. I've personally experienced it on showings where the buyers actually start to raise their voice because of how loud music is. And so I suggest that if you have a music channel on your television, that you just set it to smooth jazz. You don't want to set it to anything that might wind up, you never know what music's going to come on, so you don't want to have any objectionable lyrics. So I always suggest smooth jazz and just low in the background. Nowadays, if you have an Amazon Echo, just tell Alexa to play smooth jazz and be on your way. And it's nice because I find that when you're in a home and walking along, every little sound is amplified when you don't have something in the background. So that little squeaky board that of course the buyer is going to find is going to sound a lot worse. And then it starts that scavenger hunt. Let's start looking around for more squeaky boards. So I think that having some background music is always a good idea. And so we have covered the sense of sight and smell and the sense of sound, and so finally the sense of taste. And I have no problem with having my sellers offer a plate of bakery, little cookies, or a sweet roll if it's a morning showing, is a really nice touch. And so I don't, of course, require it, but because we don't see it very often, I always get a lot of positive feedback from buyers. And one thing I preach is we want to find ways to get the buyer to spend time in our homes. So that is why when I list a home, I have a binder that has information not just about the home, but about the area, about the school district, the community, and this gives people something to look at and makes them linger longer. So, linger longer. And so that's your goal. So I hope that you found these tips helpful, and I am going to have one more segment. Of course, I've run out of senses, so I will just be giving you some other tips on how to sell your home quickly. And if you have any suggestions for something that you would like for me to cover in a segment, please just click and leave a comment or send me a message. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you'll be notified whenever I have a new segment available. And all of the videos are also posted on my website, which is www.realtorrow. That's REALTORRO.com. And they are also posted on my YouTube channel, which is also Realtor Row. So thanks for watching and enjoy this beautiful day.